Good morning. This is Self Awareness 365, day 15. This is this is a series of questions, but it's something to really consider, to think about. I read this book, Rhinoceros Success by Scott Allen. And these questions were something that really stood out to me in the book. The book was a great book, but these questions stood out to me. So I want you to consider these. And of course, I will have them down below in a PDF document so you can go back and look at them. So you don't have to worry about writing them down. It says, what drives you? What do you want to be? And what do you want to do with your life? Plan your long range goals. Plan your intermediate goals. What are you going to be doing in 5 or 10 years? Finally, plan your short term goals. What are you going to accomplish this week or this month? And this came from Rhinoceros Success, Scott Allen. I'm sorry, Scott Alexander. And these questions really are, I think, important that we have to consider. And of course, we can't plan it. It's not going to work out exactly like we want it. But I believe what the Bible says: make the vision, create the vision, make it plain. And I think sometimes we don't have a vision, so we just wander around. And so I always equate it to people that I see walking around that are slow. And so they walk slow. I mean, and so I've always been a fast walker. And as I've been reading and studying, I found that people who are fast walkers have vision. And so they see themselves, they're going places, they're doing things, they're not lackadaisical about life. They're serious about, where they're going in their future. And of course, it may not work exactly like we plan it, but at least be caught doing something, at least be caught having a vision, at least be caught having a plan, working towards something, giving God some faith, some works to go with your faith. And so I think this is a great opportunity to just sit down and figure out, what do you want? Like, where do you see yourself? And so it can be hard. Maybe it's not. For me, it's where I want to be in 10 years is easy. I can easily say, okay, this is where I want to be in 10 years. This is where I want to be in 5 years. And then just reverse engineering and saying, okay, in order to be here in 10 years, what are the things that have to happen in order for me to get to that place? And of course, I might not know everything, and I don't. But as I go, I'm just writing it down. Sit down. I did a brain dump initially, and then of course I just add to it as I go. So just know that these are works in progress, but it is good to have a vision. It's good to have a goal. It's good to have somewhere where you're going. It's something that you're working towards every single day, and not just wandering through life, living each day on repeat. There's things that we can be doing to improve ourselves. There ought to be things that we want, right? And so sometimes we give up on ourselves. We give up because we've had these failures, these setbacks, these traumas in our life. But know that these traumas are not here just for you to serve you, but they're here to serve other people. They're here for you to tell other people, what your experience was, how you overcame, how you healed, and then encourage them and inspire them to move forward, to get through it, to how to go through it. And so we neglect that sometimes. So I just want you to be thinking about your vision for your life, where you see yourself in the short term, where you see yourself in intermediate, where you see yourself in the long term. And use this as an example, maybe as a guide of a starting point of where you want to see yourself in all the areas of your life, in personal, marriage, success, a career, business, finances, friendships, relationships, family, health, finance, all these different things. Just think about where you want to see yourself. Where you see yourself, and then work backwards. And then I believe in, acting like you have these things already, believing and expecting these things to happen in your life. And of course, so we can steward them well, and also we can be a blessing to other people.